Game number one, everybody, is starting up, and we have Fnatic versus Dignitas at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by Twitch and G2A. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map here in the playoffs in the best of 5. Dignitas, in this case, with the first pick, first ban. Keep in mind, this is a best of 5 series, not a best of 3, so we're going to see quite a bit of action between these two teams. An ETC ban, first of all. So usually the teams are fighting for especially Kel'Thas and also, of course, well, Tyrande, to a certain extent even Falstad, but if you ban out ETC, you first of all break up the combo between ETC and Uther, and you make sure that you are at least guaranteed to take one of those really important heroes. So Fnatic, they ban out Kel'Thas, they don't want to go up against him, they let Tyrande go through, and Dignitas can now go straight into Tyrande if they want to play it here. For us, it's actually pretty important to see Dignitas now perform today, because the team is kind of rumored by a lot of people, especially when we're looking at the community, to be the best team in Heroes of the Storm right now. The problem is, though, we haven't really seen these guys in a long time. Since they changed their lineup, they didn't have to participate in any of the big tournaments, and it was all about the battle between Fnatic and Team Liquid, the two teams that were aiming for the top spot in Europe. Na'Vi suddenly created a new lineup as well, started to join the ranks, and was very successful, especially against Fnatic, dropping these guys every time that they face up against each other. So currently looks like Na'Vi is really the best team that we have there. Dignitas is playing for the first time here, and finally we're going to get a pretty good look at how strong these boys are, because, well, they can now fight for the crown on the European server. So the draft, the way that it's shaping up here, an early Tacita pick for Fnatic together with a Muradin, allowing them to maybe head into Sonya then later on in the draft, or at least a melee assassin on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Good vision on Tacita against the potential Zagara as well, and Zagara has been claimed by Dignitas, who of course went into Jaina to burst a bit of damage in after Tyrande gets the stun off. Zagara here in particular, very good for the vision on the map. Also in a position where she, of course, can make sure that we have with Zagara a lot of vision around those two turn-in spots, since they are going to be absolutely crucial for the objective. The pushing power on her is very solid as well. Oftentimes we see a Zagara and Sylvanas approach, but with Fnatic going into Tacita, they should be able to at least take the creep tumors down and maybe even cater towards that melee assassin that we could expect here. We have seen in the Chinese and also in the North American scene a bit of a focus on Zeratul again, but especially Thrall is immensely popular these days when we're talking about melee assassins. Now, right now we have Fnatic with a ban, and considering the lineup that we have, Muradin already picked, ETC banned out, they could think even about a ban on another warrior. They could, for example, say, hey, we're going to deny Johanna to you. There's also the fact that Dignitas, of course, with the Styria Angel have a very, very good Tyrael player here, but at this point, Fnatic probably not too worried about Tyrael, to be honest with you. They have a Diablo ban to make sure that they ban out the Tyrande comp. Okay, so they don't prioritize Johanna here, but they're saying there's still a risk that the Dignitas is trying to run this very aggressive burst comp with the Tyrande Jaina that they already have. The only tank that really caters towards those needs is Diablo, since Muradin is taken by us and ETC is banned out, so let's ban him at this point. Diablo getting a lot more popular these days. Na'Vi, for example, plays him also with Apocalypse. We've seen that just recently against Fnatic. So in this case, he is banned out. Very popular hero. It's pretty cool to see a lot of Terra back in the meta, actually. Dignitas with a ban, and right now the Sonya ban would probably really be quite nice for them. Of course, there's a lot of range damage that Fnatic kind of still needs, so you could go for something else, but we have a Thrall banned out. As I was saying, Tacita caters towards the melee assassin. It could have been a Sonya. They ban out Thrall to be on the safe side, and especially with Quacknix, of course, being a very solid Sonya player, Fnatic can now choose exactly that hero. Shat is not playing with Fnatic anymore. The last time that I spoke to them, they played with Sypho as more of a tryout. So they're currently seeing how he is going to fit into the team. So it's a bit of a change that we have here for Fnatic with the setup. In Fnatic, when we're talking about them, they still need to make their 2 picks. So a dedicated healer would help them. They can play a Tacita solo. It's one of the things that we see, especially when we're talking about the European meta. A Leoric for lane push, and also, of course, that skeleton swing action can move in, get the experience, have the wave clear too. And now the question, do they really commit to 2 damage dealers at this point, or will Tacita be joined by another healer? If you're talking about a second heal, Karazim is of course the most popular pick after Uther, and in this case Uther hasn't even been picked yet, so you could very well go into an Uther too if you want to play one of those frontliners, but with them already choosing a Leoric, it's starting to become a bit unlikely that they're really going to do that. Personally, I really would see a Sonya, maybe with Uther together, and then a range damage dealer, but Fnatic already went away from that by choosing Leoric here. A Falstad is their ranged warrior now, their ranged assassin, and now they have to make that choice if they want to have a second healer, which I really think they're not going to go for, or if Tacita is going to be enough for them to really just use those shields, and then we'll find out which hero they're going to play on the last position. Team Dignitas, they have a very, very cool spot here already. Johanna, a likely choice now for them. And that being said, next to a Johanna, I guess we could also see still again that Tyrael, but a Johanna would be very likely for them considering the lineup that they're running here. They have the Zagara and Jaina and Tyrande also. A nice synergy between all of the heroes that they have in the play. Theoretically, we could see them with a bit more damage. If you talk about a hero that could, for example, push the lanes even more, there would be a Vala. I don't really feel that they need this with Blizzard and also Zagara already in play. But when they're talking about like another seasoned marksman hero for the auto attack damage, then of course, good old Jimmy would be a very, very solid choice to open this game up, this best of 5 series with the Tomb of the Spider Queen match. There's a couple of things that you can really do with this. Zagara alone, I mean, she is already really nice for disengage. Vision on the map, you're of course always trying to just control the map as much as you can and maybe even snowball it. And there, again, we talk about Sylvanas. An option that they have if they want to play with a bit of a squishy setup, but with a very dangerous one too, so they could use that. But they are the ones to pick up Sonya. Whoa, they really want to go for it, don't they? So they have a Sonya now at the front line. Fnatic, maybe they got just picked away a hero. So Fnatic has very few options to go into a very strong frontliner, melee warrior, like a melee assassin. Thrall is out of the question. He's banned out. Sonya is taken. Dignitas can now go into a Johanna if they want to, or can just drop next to Sonya. Again, that Tyrael, who has the shields as well. A pretty sweet setup here for them. They go into Rexa. Wow. We haven't seen Dignitas in quite some time, so that is pretty cool to see right now. So already Dignitas with a very new approach into this entire thing. Fnatic was actually the team that played Rexa most of the time until now. It was mostly Breeze that we saw on the hero, and he played it nearly exclusively on maps like either, well, basically they played it on Dragonshire for the shrine control, or they went straight into a game like on Blackheart's Bay, where they could go for all of the camps and play the PvE game. So this is probably something that Fnatic wasn't really expecting. I wasn't expecting that, I can tell you that much. Rexa and Sonya at the front line, and Fnatic running down that time pool, and they decide to go into a Sylvanas. So they go for the counter play against Zagara. They try to push this in a bit, and this is a really heavy comp that we are seeing. Dignitas versus Fnatic, first game, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we're going to jump right in to find out which team is going to take the lead here at the Heroes Battle Arena playoffs. All right. Looking good. Looking good. I kind of like that setup that we're seeing here. This is a fun one. I need to adjust a couple of things here, but we have Fnatic hosting, okay. So there's a question like which of the teams is hosting, but this time it's actually going to be Fnatic. So let me update the overlay real quickly, and then we can go straight into the game. I think the players are ready as well. At least we have most of them in the lobby. We're missing one. And of course, yes, it's Dignitas I'm playing against. Okay, sweet and good to go. Oh, actually, that was the wrong hotkey for a second. Hey, there we go. All right, cool. Didn't I just activate? Oh, yeah, that is a very good point. I completely forgot about that. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering why I don't have any sound, but there's something missing. Yeah, we didn't need that before. That's more like it. Okay, cool. Probably don't hear anything yet, but believe me, you would have noticed. Thankfully, we recognized it before the game starts, and the game is actually about to start, I feel. Okay, so we are waiting for, one of the boys from Dignitas to get in here. And then we can start the game. But yeah, guys, we're going to have some fun here today. Best of 5, 2 in a row, and it's going to be pretty sweet. So the game is going to start as soon as the boys are ready. It looks apparently like they want to move a few of these guys still around. Cypher, as I said, is currently playing for Fnatic. Not Shad, Bakery, Aethera Angel, JPL, and Snitch are already in here. Schwimpy has to be moved down to the bottom. And yes, we're waiting for the last one to join. So we're missing Mane, if I'm not mistaken. And once that Mane is in the lobby, then we can start our first game here of the day. Mane just joining in. So yeah, things are looking good. So let's get the show on the road and see who's going to take it here. Heroes are getting locked down, and we have some European meta action happening. Okay, coolios. Oh, guys. Yep, it's going to be quite some fun. The trash talk is already real. Banter happening. And we have a few of the guys. Look at that. There's Gal locked in. Somebody is playing a bit of Cho'Gall here, apparently. That's not too bad either. And yeah, let me see. I still need to make sure that we have an option to actually ban a few of these things out. Because we're going to just take those two. Huh? That might be what I have to do here. Yeah, what the hell. Goodbye, good riddance. Just making sure that we don't have any problems then later on while the players are getting ready with their stuff, because so far actually it looks like Mena joined now and everybody is getting ready for game number 1. And then we're going to take it from Tomb of the Spider Queen. We have of course matches tomorrow as well. We have 2 games today, the rest is going to be played tomorrow, so we're going to have quite a bit of like nice action here. And yeah, that being said, let's see, we have, what are we waiting for? We have, okay, 2 players missing. And it looks like Bakery hasn't really... okay, basically he's locking in his hero, and we're 1 short, and then we can start with our first game here. And I need to make sure that I somehow get something out of this one. Not quite sure how we're going to do that. This might be what we can go for. Getting rid of that, for example. Okay, it's another gigabyte. Yeah, sweet. Alright. Let's get this game going, and let's see. Oh wait, I mean, they need to... okay, apparently some other caster is missing that they need to invite. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry guys, we're waiting for a second caster that apparently hasn't been invited yet by the other players. Okay, so once again we have to like do the admin work here. And yeah, now they know. So let's see if we can get that guy in so that we can finally start that first game here. Or we could head into another break that would allow me to do other things in the meantime. There we go. Alright, finally found his way into the lobby, so let's get the show on the road. Game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen. 1 person not ready yet. I suppose it's our host that also got the invite, so let's go. Alrighty. I want to see how good Dignitas is actually here in this case right now. It's actually typical. As soon as we are back in Europe, the games are taking long with the lobbies again. North America was so awesome in that regard. That's really the cool thing about North America. It's just game after game after game. You don't even have the time to like go to the toilet in the meantime. It's just like, bam, game is done, boom, draft is up, and these guys are always starting. That's the cool thing about North America. They are amazing over there. That's really one of the things where Europe has to catch up a little bit. It's always taking ages, and the breaks are way too long for that. Anyways, we have our game started, so action is coming, so finally we're going to get some Heroes of the Storm again. It was way too long, it's nearly been an hour. And yeah, Meridian being played, Rexa being played, JPL actually on Rexa here. That's going to be quite some fun, so let's jump right into it. Game number 1 in the best of 5 series at the Heroes Battle Arena playoffs. Dignitas playing against Fnatic, and to the left side of the map it is Breeze playing Muradin for Fnatic. We currently see Quanknix on Falstad, Smexy Style is playing Tacita, we have Sypho on Leoric, and Mena is playing Sylvanas. To the right side of the map, Dignitas with Bakery on Tyrande, we have Shrimpy on Zagara, Aethero Angel on Sonya, JPL is playing Rexa in this game, and Snitch on Jaina. The party is on, and let's find out which team is going to take the lead here. Tacita as the solo support on the side of Fnatic now. And Fnatic, of course, well, they had for some time the crown in the European scene, and then Na'Vi appeared back with a new lineup and was suddenly starting to take Fnatic down in the best of 3 series that the 2 teams played. Now Dignitas is joining the battle as well. They have been missing for quite some time since they were qualified for most of the tournaments that other people still had to qualify for. Right now, we're having them with just a bit of a block with a mid-wave. The same is also happening on the side of the European team in blue. And here comes the action again as Leoric is immediately getting attacked here. So we have, in this case, the Grizzled Bear taken on level 1. So already a bit of a block for Misha here in this case. It's absolutely amazing to see Rexa. Normally we don't really get too many views on the hero, too many plays on him. But right now we actually have Rexa in play, and that is pretty nice. Didn't really expect that to happen here, to be quite frank. But this is, of course, a very heavy push comp that they're already playing. Sylvanas was, in this case, taken by Fnatic, but everybody's rotating around. They're trying to, of course, go for mostly stacking talents. It's actually interesting to see that in the case of Rexa, they didn't go for it, but instead they went for the block talent for Misha. Aethero Angel already moving away on his Sonya, and the rest of the team is just rotating around. Especially Zagara down to the bottom of the map needs to be a bit careful. We currently have Shrimpy in position here, and he's just like trying to get his creep tumors in, but it's not really easy for him to just like get that set up. He's playing a very passive game, and I like that a lot. Needs to make sure that he doesn't push in too hard and get suddenly taken out, since he is of course a priority talent for the entire rotation of Fnatic that is just dedicated to lock a hero down. And since there's absolutely no way of escape on Zagara, you need to be careful with that. So once again, Shrimpy on the move back. Tazada also moving in, taking a bit of damage. Nothing too fancy just yet, but looking still pretty strong at the bot lane. And Fnatic, of course, so far quite dominating this. For me personally, this is actually like a very interesting setup that we have now. Shad, of course, not playing for Fnatic anymore. Instead, it is Cypher that is now trying out with the team. Lockdown against Leoric, against Muradin actually, and Breeze jumping away in the last second. We have Falstad with a Seasoned Marksman build, and that in particular is going to be pretty awesome in this game because, well, on a map like this, Seasoned Marksman is super strong, and if you're able to just rotate between the lanes the entire time, you will be able to get a fair amount of damage out of it. For now, we're seeing also in the mid lane, or once again down to the bottom, between the middle and the bottom, we're seeing the rotation still going strong with Mene, Quarknix, Breeze and Smaxy style for Fnatic. And on the right side, Dignitas is now with a level 4 talent starting to make their way in as well. JPL, of course, always trying to make sure that Misha is up at the front, collecting all of those gems. We have him with Snowstorm now on Jaina, and it is, in this case, the Hungry Bear for Misha, so the extra health, so that you have a bit of sustain when she is at the front line. Leoric up in the top lane. Cypher will have to raid walk away from this one. They're not really following it up. JPL is trying to turn in, but Quarknix is interrupting him immediately. Still very safe at the bot lane. Shrimpy making sure that he is first of all placing down a bit of creep and also making sure that he pushes these lanes back. 12 gems already on Zagara. The fights are still happening in the middle of the map where Misha escapes once again. We are seeing now on level 4 for Tacita already the Leeching Plasma taken. And with Leeching Plasma we are now in a position where Kala's Embrace of course is going to start the preloading on the shields as well and going to give these guys quite a bit of sustain. Tacita is played as a solo support for Fnatic, whereas we are seeing Dignitas relying heavily on Tyrande, who went into the Ranger's Mark as the level 1 talent and then started on level 4 with the shield. Protective shield used for her, and Sonya still with that focus attack. Misha still alive, but actually drained by Cypher for a second, but yeah, Misha still in play here, and so far it's really just rotation plays that the teams are rushing. Of course, Fnatic would love to take a hero down, but Dignitas is playing a very controlled game here. It's not really overextending or risking anything, and therefore it's just like going from one lane to another, trying to get stacks for the reanimation for Leoric, trying to get also the Seasoned Marksman stacks. And with level 7 and the first Web Weavers, we are going to see a bit more of a play. Nice move by Quarknix, dashing away that last second. Bakery is attacked and taken down. The first kill for Fnatic. Well played here, and this is going to be pretty fun. As mentioned in the draft already, for me personally, this is just like one of these games where we're finally going to find out how strong Dignitas really is. Because we didn't really know. Like, everybody was just talking about Dignitas maybe being one of the best teams in Europe, but they didn't have to qualify for anything. They didn't participate in all of these tournaments. There was just no invitational that they played. And now they have a chance to play here in the Heroes Battle Arena. And with that big fight between the big three, between Team Liquid, Fnatic and Na'Vi, just ongoing the entire time, we have now a fourth force joining the battle. And it's going to be so epic to see how strong Dignitas is and which team in the end will come out ahead in the European scene. Again, Leoric moving away with the Wraith Walk. Turn-ins are so far interrupted wherever they can get the chance. We're having on the level 7 talent for Rexa, the Bird of Prey, for the extra 200% damage to non-heroic enemies, aka bursting waves down even faster. And so far, Dignitas is starting to lose quite a fair amount of heroes. They lose Jaina. It's 2.5 kills since Misha died now as well. And Rexa is very much alone now, feels bad, man. Needs, of course, to wait for Misha to come back into play, but with those kills, we see an easily secured Web Weaver wave for Fnatic. They have level 8 now, and we're seeing them at the same time now also going up against Rapid Incubation on Zagara, which allows Shrimpy at the bot lane to have even more lane sustain. He's currently at 27 gems, so that's going to be important for them if they can able to turn them in. Frostbitten taken, Kala's Embrace as mentioned, the Ghastly Reach on Leoric, and of course the Unstable Poison on Sylvanas, who already moves straight into the mid lane, trying to get those towers down together with the Web Weaver. It's a nice lead that we're currently seeing here for Fnatic, and they are playing a really nice game. Once again, the push straight into the bot lane, as we are seeing also Zagara going up against not only one hero, but there are 2 and 3 as Mena, and even Breeze rotates in a 4 versus 1 setup. Together with Sylvanas, they power through the wall, they just take down all of the towers, and that's the only goal that they really had here. Pushing for the keep is of course a bonus, but in the end, or for the fort at least, but in the end it's already fine if you just take down a tower or 2 and secure yourself experience. And they are already more than a level ahead of their opponents here. Nice damage against the well. Well is down, therefore less sustain on the lane now for Zagara, and the fort is nearly eliminated as well. And you can already tell that with Leoric in the mid lane is securing extra experience for the team. They are very close to level 10, and that would make it nearly impossible for Dignitas to turn in their gem count. So Snitch at this point is of course aiming for exactly that. They still have up to the top lane Zero Angel on Sonya, but level 10s are ready, and that means for Fnatic the Force Wall, Mighty Gust, Avatar, and Rexa is turning in. Oh, nobody is turning that down. Rexa gets the turn in, not quite done. He has to cancel, and in this case, yeah, Smexy style, able to prevent the Viper wave for Team Dignitas. So with the March of the Black King, very typical for the European scene compared to North America and China. We're seeing also the Wailing Arrow, and they can start a turn-in again. They have 66 gems, and with the level 10 ability, they're really dominating those two turn-in spots. So they should really try to just go for another turn-in here. Once that they secure that, they are in a great position to maybe get also another lead with the earlier level 13 talent, or drop just a fort or two. Turn in already successful, and only 3 more gems, and they will get another Webweaver wave, and there we have it. Very well done. So really cool move here for Fnatic. They're actually a bit ahead of their opponents right now. Wraithwalk on Cypher was also forced out again, since of course Dignitas is not just standing there and taking this, but at the same time we're having them trying to at least get an early kill as the Webweavers are moving in once more. Mena in position, level 10s, and we have Leap taken. Leap and also Unleash the Boars has been chosen as well. I love Leap on Sonya. It's always such an aggressive setup. More into Leap is going to be pretty cool. And right now we're having the rotations at the bot lane. The keep, of course, or the fort here in the mid lane is eventually going to fall as well. Leoric could even move in for it, but at the bot lane it has already been eliminated. And Navi, Fnatic is of course now starting to move in to try and drop maybe even the towers at the keep. That also creates space for the Webweavers up at the top lane to do the exact same thing. It's 2.5 kills against 0 still, and on the retreat way back we have now in the mid lane this fort also eliminated. Great positioning, great play, and good moves here from Fnatic. Navi, for Dignitas of course had to take it so far. And Dignitas now starting to move over once again with a quick move in into the top lane, but then the great force wall by Smexy style, able to buy some time for them to take down another fort, and that is a massive lead in experience that we see now for Fnatic. We see Dignitas at this point just like trying to rotate in again, maybe force a fight, because that level 13 talent is now a very serious threat to them. There's 91 gems on the side of Dignitas, and of course that will allow them to nearly get 2 turn-ins in a row, considering that they already turned in 35 of those. But we still have Fnatic in the lane, trying to make sure that nobody is able to turn towards the turn-in spots, and they are securing themselves more of those gems as we speak. Pretty sweet setup here. Again, rotating around. Very few team fights actually happening. But of course with that leap you have also the chance to initiate to any kind of hero. Level 13, and there we have it on the side of Leoric. The crushing hope has been taken. JPL with the Boars is moving in, and they are connecting, but already the Mighty Gust, and Quacknix is dashing away. Can he escape though? Zagara is still on him, and we still have Misha up at the front. Now also Giant Killer taken for Falstad for the extra damage. Prescience for Tacita. Leoric in the middle of the map. With the ghastly reach that he has, he's just like taking down wave after wave. And they are still 2 level ahead. It's still a 2 level lead. The Boars are actually like a really cool setup for that potential lead that we see on Sonya, slowing everybody down, and then of course the chances of escape are very small. So Dignitas with a pretty sweet approach there. But so far it has been really Fnatic making the shots, like calling the shots here. They've been doing a really nice amount of work here, and well, maybe they can now also start to go for even another Webweaver wave, since they're currently at 46 gems. They need 60 in totals. They have 7 already turned in, but as you can already tell, that leaves them 7 short, and with just like 3 waves taken down in the middle, at the bottom, and at the top, they should easily be able to get exactly that done. Breeze is jumping away here. Aethera Angel is also on the move back. Shadowstalk has been used, but nobody's fooled by that. And we have now the turn-in approaches once more with Quacknix here down to the spot. We have Smexy style. They're starting to move in again. And it looks like they're trying to go maybe even for a bit of a fight here. Not quite yet. Misha is eliminated. Didn't really stand a chance there. And with Misha down, it looks like they are attempting to go at least through the wall here down to the bottom of the lane. Well played by Fnatic thus far. Dignitas is really starting to retreat behind the wall. Yeah, they are very pressured, and they don't have the level 13 talent yet, which definitely plays a huge role right now for this fight. But once again, we are seeing also the potential for a turn-in on the side of Fnatic. They could just move back and turn in again and get another web weaver wave. They definitely have the account of gems that they need. So Ethereal Angel is also on 34. It's 120 gems now for Dignitas. 120. Breeze zones for the rest of the team. Smexy style turns in, and that's another web weaver wave. That's the third web weaver wave in a row for Fnatic. They're doing extremely well here. This is a really nice setup that they have. Great control over the map. They have the map control completely in their hands. And that level 30 talent is still missing for Dignitas. 126 gems now for the team in red. And this is pretty scary. If you lose a few heroes in one of those team fights and you lose the gems as well, then you lose all the potential momentum that you could build up once that you take control of the game again. Level 13 talents, going to be important for Dignitas, but now it is Fnatic moving in and they want the top wall. They already put the force wall in as well. They're starting to drop the first tower. They go for the second. Dignitas is going to get the next talent in just a second. They have a very sweet setup here for the engage, but they haven't really used it yet. More into leap, using the boars as well. They haven't done any of this. Overflowing light already used on Bakery. Now the Mutalisk can play for Zagara, the mystical spear on Sonya. And we have the wildfire bear also taken. And talking about Misha, she's down. The boars are coming into play. No leap just yet. There's no engage. Ethereal Angel is still waiting. It's level 16 in just a few seconds. The Maw is missing, doesn't hit anything. And Dignitas is starting to have a huge problem here. Mighty Gust has been used. Now it's level 16 talents versus level 13. A 3-level lead for Fnatic. They are playing a great game here. And we have them now with the Stone Form. They move in again as the mid lane has to be defended against the Web Weavers. At the bot lane, we already see the Web Weaver attacking the keep. But up to the top, you can see the same picture. Dimensional Warp being used. Here comes the stun. Nice move away by Tacita. And here is the leap. Finally, Sonya goes in with a wall and dies right away. Taken down, Sylvanas with the silence, no escape, and this is of course now kill number 4 already for Fnatic. Dignitas is in quite a bit of trouble. They could lose Rexa now as well, and yeah, they move in and try to zone him out. The force wall is perfect, and this is the end of Rexa. The Beastmaster is down, and at this point Smexisal is moving away together with Breeze and the rest of the team. They could rotate towards the boss if they really wanted to. They have a chance now with Rexa down for another 20 seconds. Finally answering the questions, warum hast du eine Maske auf und warum liegt da Stroh in der Ecke? So a 4-level lead at this point, and that lead is going to be really, I mean, I have no idea how Dignitas is planning on actually coming back from this position. It's going to be so brutal because I don't really know how they can possibly win a team fight without at least having the same talent. They need to have that level 16 talent, and it looks like they won't be able to do that at all. We're looking at 0 kills for them. It's 5 kills against 0, and of course if you look at the siege damage here, 120,000 on Sylvanas. At the same time we're having Rexa at least with 67,000, but it is mostly Jaina that really pushes these waves back with all the AoE that he has. It's really getting a little bit tricky here now for Dignitas, and it's, I don't know guys, like that Rexa play, I actually like the idea. You go for the boars, you slow everyone down, then Sonya has more or less a 100% connect on the leap. You can use the Maw as a setup as well, but this is starting to really look a little bit iffy because I don't feel that the setup is working for them as intended, and they just can't get that combo off properly. They lost the 2 Web Weaver waves at the beginning, and that was the biggest problem because that snowballed out of their hands. Misha is dying again. Somebody please call Peter. That's like the 4th time or the 5th time even that she's been taken down. Fnatic hates animals. They take Misha down again, and here comes the kill against Jaina. They hate blondes too. Down goes the tower. Jaina is dead. A lot of the gems are already lost, and after the keep at the bot lane has been eliminated and the one in the top lane has also been destroyed, they go now straight for the mid lane once more, and it is crazy how far ahead they are right now. 18 versus 14. That first game not even close. We are seeing them moving in. Down goes the keep. It's the last one. And they have 45 gems already. They need 65 for another turn in, but they could even go for boss if they really wanted to. So once again, they're starting to move back here. They go for another camp, they steal it away, and Fnatic is playing just a very, very controlled game. They don't allow anything to happen. Like, there's no mistakes. They don't allow an opening for Dignitas to bounce back into this game. It's really a like, I don't even know what to say here anymore. It's really, these guys are just controlling every single aspect of this game. They have 47 gems. They can go for boss, they can go for another turning, get rid of the gems that they have. The only chance that Dignitas has is reach level 16, fight on even talents, try to go for some kind of approach. There's the Owl, for example, going for the boss, but the problem is, even if you know it, what are you going to do? They could move away or they could try to burst it. Level 16 is going to be there. They play it safe. They play it super safe. They're saying like, alright, if you come in here and try to contest us, then we are not going to go for it. You have the level 16 talent, so we're going to take it easy now. Feign death taken on Rexa. We're having another, not even a turn attempt. Again, Misha is down. I did not know that Fnatic really hates animals this much. I always thought they were really nice guys, but maybe I have to think about that again. So we have also Shooting Star taken as level 16 talent, Brute expansion, Nerves of Steel, and here comes Sonya. Maybe now it could be the kill. No, Tacita escapes the more hits, but Schwimpy is under pressure, getting pushed back. Mene is still surviving, moves away with the Haunting Wave. The entire setup is still alive, and of course now the whole idea for Dignitas is to just get that turn in finally done, but Breeze and the rest of the team are already moving in. Can they interrupt Schwimpy? Yes, they can. No, they cannot. The Storm misses, but that Frost, that thing does not miss at all. That's the Force Wall. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill. And now they're starting to go for the chase to maybe take down another hero. And yeah, guess what? Quacknix flies in and he says, hello, Sailor. And the Beastmaster is taken down. Good luck with the Web Weavers, my friends. If you don't have anyone on the map to defend that core, then Fnatic is just going to simply finish the game. Ignores the Web Weavers for now. We can actually go for Bakery as well. Bakery is the last one remaining. Pushed away and finally dying here as opposed to the poison. The core is also going to fall. Bakery actually survives for now, but that doesn't change the fact that the core is going to be ended by Fnatic. It's going to be a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 series here, best of 5 series at the Heroes Battle Arena playoffs. Great play, amazing play by Fnatic, and Dignitas, they lose the first map here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.